Well, firstly, hello, Zali. I have to say, first of all, you look absolutely stunning, and we're absolutely thrilled that your latest track, We Are Not All Right, is featuring as our Select Irish tune all of this month. And I think what's nice about it is that if we roll back the calendar, we'll say nearly 2 years at this point, we all kind of felt that this kind of crisis would be very short lived. We were planning this
Yeah.
whole big party, that everything was going to go back to normal. And this track, while it's upbeat and a great tune, it's kind of talking to the fact that that didn't happen. Am I
Yeah,
right in
it's
saying that?
very reflective. It's very right. It's very accurate because like everyone is kind of just going with the flow. It's like, okay, is this lockdown? It's the second lockdown. Okay, we're gonna be out soon, and then it's like we're all good. Okay, we're okay with this. We're following the rules. We're being good, and then it's like, but we're not really okay mentally, physically. We're not all right. But at least like everyone is feeling it at the same time. So that's why I
Yeah.
felt like we needed a track, something like this to just acknowledge it, like, and just be like, you know what, we're not okay, but at least let's make the best out of the bad situation, let's dance with it. That's exactly why I wrote the track.
Yeah, and it's interesting because my last interview last month was with Jess Hammond, and her latest
Mhm.
thing was Video Call, and it was very much like in your like latest single now, talking about this whole screen time, and it's not the
Mm.
same as connecting
Yeah,
as in real life and getting together creatively. How has that affected you?
it's not. It really has affected me a lot because like I especially with music, I get inspired from other people. I get inspired just from being in the same room. Like you literally things come about that would never be possible just even remote. Like I do sessions with other creatives virtually, but it's not the same. Like it's when I was like in the studio mode over here, I had my producer fly in, and just being in like the space with him, we literally locked ourselves in the room for in a studio for like the first 7 days just creating, and I was just like, oh my god, I miss this so much. I miss just vibing. Like I'm an emotional person so just being like I literally just break down just from like just hearing harmonies just reflected back to me in the same space, not just in my head, and just like, oh my god, that's the sound of an instrument, a real instrument, not just like MIDI and just like things over the internet. So I'm like it inspired me all over again. I think I had a hard time getting inspired just by myself because I just needed some input. I needed some human connection, some human touch, and to feel other people's passion physically. I'm a very like energy type of person. So when you're around in a room where other people are feeling the same thing, like magic comes out of it, and you can tell from the track. It's just like infectious.
I know that you're a native of Athlone, and then you moved to Dublin for the bright lights,
Yeah.
but you're actually in a place that's very creative. And actually, one of our singers from a couple of months back mentioned he was in Berlin, and that's where you
Mm.
happen to be. So, are you able to be more collaborative now that society's opening up, or is Germany still?
Yes.
How is that affecting you? How do you collaborate? Who do you collaborate with when things are getting back to normal?
Well, literally, it's such a creative scene over in Berlin. Like everyone here is either like a producer, a DJ, a wannabe DJ, singer, songwriter, artist, like model. It's literally just creative city. So you have people that's like, whenever I put out like music, like right now, and they see like my location, they're literally just reaching out to me. Oh my God, I'm an artist here. Also, are you looking for a producer? And I'm literally saying yes because I'm like, you don't know what can come out of it. Like my sound is evolving constantly. So every single time I get to collaborate with people from completely different like lifestyle point of view of me, I come out with something like better than before and something very different and refreshing. So I'm like constantly, it's helping me surprise myself because I'm literally taking in all the influences. Everyone from Berlin is from somewhere else basically, and they're all creatives and they're all musicians. So you get to take a little bit of all their influences and the cultural nuances and just like add it to your yourself, and then it comes out in the form of music because it's like that's literally what happens when you get in the room with musicians. Like you literally just vibe off each other.
When you have that passion, whether it's acting, the creativeness, it's
Mhm.
wonderful to see how COVID was a negative thing, but a lot of artists have chosen to kind of take the bull by the horns and go, you know what, I'm going for it.
Yeah,
Sounds like what
I
you've done.
think I think a huge reason for that is like a lot of people really got the chance to just be still and to
Hmm.
discover a lot about themselves. And I think from discovering a lot about yourself, you feel so much like, at least for me as well, in COVID period, I felt like I started figuring out who I really was. and I could be honest with myself, like literally look myself in the mirror, because I like, you have so many months of being alone, and
Mhm.
especially like I'm living alone, so like I'm spending a lot of time on myself. So you get to look in the mirror and see the good and the bad, and from that make the decision like, who do you want to put out? Like I had to like say to myself, there's some stuff that I put out in the past, I would just put it out just for the sake of putting it out, but not because it was really me. So
Mhm.
I got like, I literally got to look at myself in the mirror and was like, this is my life, and it might be just one life. So I'm gonna be as honest as possible about who I am, my experiences, my life, and be vulnerable. And that is like a lot of stuff that's going to be reflected in a lot of my work coming up for the upcoming project. It is very honest, it's very raw, and it's just kind of like all the artists I look up to, the one thing that's common about them is the vulnerability. COVID transformed my music.
That's
It really did.
So the plan is anyway that you've released this song. There's a music video, I
Mhm.
presume, coming with it probably soon. Are you working on that? Because I know that can be very exciting for people to work
It
on.
it really depends if the people want it. I have to give the people what they want, but I don't know if the people want it yet, you know? So I'm like, I'm pushing the track and it's doing amazing so far on radio. And like, so the more like I see people who are like really interested, I'm like, you know what? I feel like I should give this track a video because I think it deserves it.
Well, listen, it has been an absolute pleasure talking to you, Zali. I could probably stay
Me
talking to you for another
too.
hour. You know, it's
I
actually
Yeah,
a
we
conversation.
could. I could see that.
And listen, I wish you all the success with this single, and also
Thank
so
you
looking
so
forward to
much.
hearing your other material. And yeah, best
Thank
of luck.
you.
It's been great
Thank you
chatting to
so
you.
much. This has been really, really amazing. Thank you so much.